1991 Yamaha XJ600. Been sitting for a while in the shed. Got it running this morning, only on 2 cylinders though. First thing I'll be doing is taking off the luggage rack and the front fairing, which as you can see is kind of busted and not really looking like great. So yeah, but yeah, we'll definitely get it going and we'll see how we go. So with the removal of these 2 mismatched bolts, we now have, you can see in there, so it was bolted on that side and bolted on this side. I think if we just pick it up now, just got to lift it clear of the bike, and off it comes. 1 luggage rack removed. Looks better already. Alright, next onto the fairing. Okay, so now with the fairing removed, you can see there's some nasty cracks. They weren't even holding anything on, it was barely hanging on as it was. It's all faded and cracked through here. I'm not even sure if I want to reuse this, because that was how it's held on, was only 2 of those were holding it on. So, but I already think it looks much better without it all there. I'll have to figure out something else to go on it. I'll work out some other way of redoing the front end, but for the time being, I'll just leave it all off while I'm getting it working. But that's looking much better. Lot sleeker. Alright. Okay, so now we've got the tank undone by removing this bolt here and this 10mm bolt down here. I'll just lift it off out of the way. I'll see how I go one-handed doing this. So it just lifts. Fortunately, this is not going to be as easy as I thought it was. So it lifts out of the way and down onto a little chair seat that I prepared. That's out of the way now. It's still connected by the fuel and the vacuum line. And the airbox has a fuel line, a vacuum line or breather that needs to be removed. It can be lifted off there. And another 10mm bolt down there. And that means we can lift the airbox out of the way. Okay, so I'll just put that over here. And that gets us to our 4 Makuni carburetors, of which I believe these 2 are clogged, as it's the lean side of the bike. So it's been leaning over this way the whole time in the last 12 months, not moved. And I reckon these 2 are what's causing the issue. These 2 cylinders are firing, these 2 cylinders are not. Alright, I'm going to get into it and see what I can find. As suspected, there is some absolute nasty stuff down the bottom of that float bowl. And then we'll get up in there, pop those 2 jets out and give them a clean. See how we go. Yeah. Someone has been in here before, because you can see these screws have been chewed out by using the wrong type of screwdriver. But patience, we'll get them out. Put it back together again. I could only get one of the carb bowls off. The rest of them have been mangled by somebody else who's been in here before. I'll have to take the carbs completely off to get it going again. But I've cleaned up as much as I can, put some fresh fuel in it, cleaned up the plugs. But now, as it turns out, turned it over a few more times and the battery's gone flat. So I think this is where we're going to have to call it for today. Alright, see you later. Okay, so it's about a week ago since my last video on this bike. the Yamaha XJ600, and what I've discovered is I'm not quite sure how much of a spark I'm getting out of cylinder number 1. It does appear there's something coming out of it, but I can't really see it. But when I grabbed the plug after I turned the bike over a few times, the plug gave me quite a jolt, so I assume there's some sort of spark being built up. I just can't quite see it. I've priced another coil, and they're about $80 or so here in Australia. But the main job for today is to get this carb set off and give them a clean. Now I'm sure you guys have all seen a million videos on how to clean carbs, so I'm not going to do one on that. But yeah, but at the moment we're firing on cylinder 3 and 4 as we stand, and cylinders 1 and 2 are not firing. So every forum and every YouTube video I've looked at has all said the same thing: clean the carbs, clean the carbs, clean the carbs. So that's what I'm going to get up to. Okay, I'll get back to you. Okay, after a lot of fiddling about and labelling up all my little wires and hoses and everything that is plugged into everything on this system, I managed to get the carbs off and have them sitting here in a nice little tub ready to be pulled apart and cleaned. So I think the next video will be, yeah, bits and pieces of me pulling them apart and seeing what I find. What a terrible day. It's so windy out here. This is why I'm only just doing this today, and I'm going to call it quits and go back inside. Well, it's nice and sunny where I am. Well, it's actually quite cold as well, but the wind is just horrendous at the moment. I just can't get anything done really. Alright, I will see you next time. Okay, so it's about a week later, and yet, yeah, I can only do this on weekends, so, and my time is limited, so I do it once a week when I can. I've gotten these two carbs open, taken jets out, cleaned them all out by poking a guitar string through them, the old trick, basically cleaning all the crap out of the bowls, taking the floats off and checking the needles and seats, taking the slides out of the other side of it and making sure there's no crap on those as well. And basically, you know, these two are clean. These are two of the ones that weren't functioning. The other two, 3 and 4, that you can see that are still closed, they are functioning, but I will still take them apart and clean them anyway. I know I wasn't going to do a video on carb cleaning, but you've seen a million of them, but I thought, well, while I'm at it, I might as well do some videoing. The one thing I will stress though is anytime you're working on a Japanese bike, you've got to get yourself a set of JIS screwdrivers, because the screws on these things were absolutely mangled. That one there particularly gave me a lot of trouble getting it out. Someone's been in and replaced some of the screws with standard ones, Phillips standard, but the rest of them are still JIS, and that one looks like it had never been out, and the reason why was because someone used the wrong screwdriver on it. I had to hammer a screwdriver that closely fitted into it and just keep working at it and working at it and working at it until I got it out. Otherwise I was going to have to buy a set of easy outs and drill the thing out, which I absolutely did not want to do. I don't want to put drill swarf or anything like that anywhere near a carby. So, but yeah, so we're getting there. So with any luck, we'll have a firing soon. But the one thing I have noticed is there's no spark on cylinder number 1 on this side. There are 2 coils under here. I'll try and uncover those now if I can. Yeah, there are 2 coils right there. It's a bit hard to see with the sun and the light, and I'm using a phone to video with. But there are 2 coils there. This coil this side does cylinder number 1 and cylinder number 4. Now it fires to cylinder 4, but it doesn't fire to cylinder 1. I've tried checking the wires, they appear to be okay, but there's just no fire to cylinder 1. Cylinders 2 and 3 come from this one, and they fire perfectly fine. So I may end up having to buy a new coil for one side, but if I'm going to do that, I'll buy both and replace them both and just keep this as a good spare. But either way, that'll probably be the next project once I get the carbs done. Alright, I will catch you guys next time. Okay, so the carbs are back together, and you can see now that they have nice hex head, Allen head bolts replacing the ones that were on there. This should make it heaps easier next time you want to get in there, because they'll go in there better than the screwdriver will, and they'll go tighter and looser. It's just so much better. What a good carb clean will do. All you needed. We'll run a bit lean, a bit stangy and poppy, but it's running on all four now. Alright, so last time we were here, you saw the carbies running like all four. Looks like all four were going at the time. And this morning I quickly came out, pulled that spark plug lead off, put a new fresh plug in it, and checked it against the engine block, turned it over, and saw a spark. So clearly there was something going on there. I'd either rectified itself, or I'm not sure what happened, but it's now sparking on all four cylinders. So I'm going to leave it at that. I've got a new coil here anyway, but well, in case one fails, I've got a spare one now, so that's the main thing. And the job for today is to get a new clutch lever fitted, because as you can see, this one is broken off, snapped clean in the middle. So it won't pass a roadworthy here in Australia, and it's definitely not safe because your hands can't grab it. They're just going to slide off the end. You've got no real leverage on it. You'll be grabbing the horn or the flick to pass switch every time you go to grab it. So that's got to be repaired today. So getting that done, and I might even, if I get time, might even get an oil change done today as well. So obviously, because I'm doing this on a phone, I don't have a stand. I can't really put it on a stand and so people can watch what I'm doing. But I'm assuming that with this one here, we just take off this little bolt here, loosen off this lever here, slide the ball end in wherever it goes. I'm not sure how that all fits together, but I'll figure it out as I go. Alrighty, I'll get back when it's back on. So for this one here, it's pretty simple. It's just a matter of turning your lever, undoing the bolt, pulling the lever out, turning your lever around, sliding it, and then out through there, and then pop it out, and then turn the thing back around, twist it back in, make sure it's in front of the switch, the clutch, in front of the switch, there you go, and the bolt will go back down through there, and job done. Okay, so now we have the clutch lever replaced. Really nice now. Get yourself a nice clutch lever, you can get your hand out, grab onto it, and in she comes. Beautiful, nice feel to it as well. The one thing I do remember seeing on some videos is make sure that when you've finished adjusting and getting where you want it, make sure that the little slot that the cable goes through is facing down so it doesn't catch any rubbish and water or anything, so that it doesn't go down the cable. But no, that's fine, that's really good. I'm happy with this. One clutch lever used all the way from Britain to Australia, fitted. There she goes, she's running. That noise you can hear, that clattering, that's the clutch. Put a clutch lever in, most of it stops. There's probably something going on with the clutch, but that's run. up.